Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Mind with Ria. I am your host, Ria, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about the digital loneliness pandemic. So, how many of you ever been in a room full of people, maybe in a party or in a family gathering, and you found yourself constantly pulling out your phone out of your pockets and checking Instagram or WhatsApp? Or maybe you might have spent like 3 hours scrolling through YouTube shorts or Insta reels late at night, seeing hundreds of faces, hearing dozens of stories, and yet when you finally lock your screen at night, the silence in your room feels heavier than before. We all have been there, right? It's relatable. So we call this the digital loneliness pandemic. We are the most digitally linked generation in human history, yet we are reporting the highest level of loneliness ever recorded. You see the paradox. So today we are going to talk about this, that why likes don't actually feed our soul and how we can find more better ways to nourish our real connections in life. So in the first part, we are going to discuss about the psychology behind why digital isn't real connection. I'm going to get a little bit sciencey over here for a moment. So, see, our brain is evolved over thousands of years for face to face interaction. So, when we sit across someone, our brain is doing like a million things together. It's like reading micro expressions, hearing the tone of the voice, and even syncing our breathing, which eventually releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. While in digital interaction, we call it the low resolution connection, where a tick or like a blue tick or a like just gives us a tiny hit of dopamine, the reward chemical, but it doesn't give us oxytocin. So it's like eating candy when you are actually hungry for a meal. You might get a quick sugar rush, but you are still malnourished. So this is why you can have like 500 friends online and still feel like nobody truly knows how your day went, or you can still feel lonely from inside. Now let's discuss the another big problem which is arising because of the digital world, that is the comparison thief. The problem isn't like just that we aren't talking, it's how we are looking at each other also. So in psychology, we talk about the social comparison theory. So normally we compare ourselves to our neighbors, to peers around us, right? But now we are comparing our behind the scene footage of our messy kitchen, our bad hair days, our insecurities with everyone else's highlight reels. See, such an unfair comparison. So what we are doing is we have started living for a digital, for a virtual audience. We think that should I eat this, should I take a photo of it, or should I wear this, will photo my photo will come good in this or not. So we have unconsciously started performing for the digital stage, and because of that you get the performance fatigue, because we are exhausted constantly performing. And when we perform for the digital world out there, we actually lose the ability to be vulnerable in our real lives or in the real world. And I'm going to tell you a truth right here. See, intimacy cannot exist without vulnerability. If you can't be unfiltered with someone, you will stay lonely no matter how many followers you have. That's the truth. So that's what the digital world is taking away from you, your ability to be vulnerable. So, we have addressed the issue. Now, let's get into the solution part of it. For ending this pandemic or dealing with this pandemic, we can follow some ways. So, we see how we fix this is a big question, but we can start from taking some little steps. We can't just throw our phones into the ocean because they are a very important part of our lives, but we can change the quality of our connections. And how we can change this? Let's see. So we can use the 20-minute analog rule. Research shows that just having a phone on the table, even if it is face down, decreases the quality of a conversation. So I want to challenge you that when you are with someone from next time, put the phone in a different room or a bag. Like give some timer for it. Give them like 20 minutes of high resolution presence. Be there present in that moment. So you can do the 20-minute analog rule, and then you can do voice over text also. So if you're feeling lonely, stop texting. Stop this habit of constantly texting people. Texting feels like a transaction. A voice note or a call is an experience. So hearing a friend's laugh triggers an entirely different neurological response than reading LOL, haha, on a text. So, prefer voice over text. Then audit your feed. If following someone makes you feel insecure or less than who you are of yourself or lonely, then hit that mute button. Your digital space should be a tool for inspiration, not a mirror of your insecurities. So audit your feed. So you can do this like three easy breezy techniques to kind of, you know, get the way around the digital era. So, in the last part of the podcast, I want to leave you with one thought today. Loneliness isn't a sign that you are socially broken, it's simply a signal. Just like hunger is a signal that your body needs food, in the similar way, loneliness it's a signal of saying it's a soul's way of saying that I need to be seen, not just viewed. So this week, try to have one conversation where your phone isn't invited. Live in the present moment, be in the present moment, and see what difference it makes. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Mind with Ria. I will be back with another episode soon. Take care of your mind because a healthy mind creates a healthy life. Goodbye.